Hi, in this video we're going to look at complex fractions, and what we're going to do is simplify complex fractions. So let's try one. So the problem would read, for example, simplify let's do this, 1 plus 1/2 over 2 plus 2/3. Now what we have to do is make both numerator. What we have to do is simplify. Oh, let me change that. Let's do this. Is first to simplify both numerator and denominator. Numerator and denominator. Then divide. Then divide the fractions. Okay, here we go. Now, this is what do not think of 1 plus 1/2 as 1 and 1/2, because that will get us into trouble shortly. So instead what we have to do is we have to get a common denominator. So 1 is the same as 2 over 2 plus 1/2. So I get 2 plus 1 over 2. So this gives me 3/2. Okay, then this is from my numerator. And now let's do the same with the denominator. So in the denominator we have 2 plus 2/3. So notice now our lowest common denominator is going to be 3. So 3, that means I have to take 2, and you can think of 2 as 2 over 1. Multiply it by something so that we end with 3. So we multiply it by 3 over 3 to get 6/3. So this is 6/3 plus 2/3. That gives me 8/3. And now we can return to the original problem. So the problem began as this: 1 plus 1/2 over 2 plus 2/3. Well, now we know the numerator is 3 over 2, and I'm going to use a big line to keep the top and bottom separate, and the denominator became 8/3. Well, what this problem says is the same as 3 over 2 divided by 8/3. And then to divide fractions, remember we flip and multiply the second, so this is 3/2 times 3/8 for a final result of 9/16. Now, so that was a simple example using fractions like we're more comfortable with. So the natural extension now is to try one of these problems that has a few more steps. So here we go. Let's try another one. Let's try this. Simplify 1 minus 4 over x squared over 1 plus 2 over x. So again, we'll start with the numerator. So in the numerator, we're going to have 1 minus 4 over x squared. So in this problem here, the lowest common denominator is going to be x squared. So 1 is the same as x squared over x squared minus 4 over x squared. Well, this just becomes x squared minus 4 over x squared. And that's all we can do. So now we turn to the denominator, denom, run through the same process. So here I have 1 plus 2 over x. So the LCD here is x. So 1 becomes an x over an x plus 2 over x. This is x plus 2 over x. Now we can return to the original problem. And here's what's happened. We began with 1 minus 4 over x squared divided by 1 plus 2 over x. And then what we did is the numerator can now be written as x squared minus 4 over x squared. And all of that is over the new denominator of x plus 2 over x. Well, now this just says you take the first fraction, x squared minus 4 over x squared, and you divide it by the second fraction, or the bottom fraction, x plus 2 over x. I'm going to have to bring my work down. So now I have x squared minus 4 over x squared times, and we flip it, the second fraction, and the division becomes multiplication. So this is x over x plus 2. Now, before you start multiplying, let's see if we can simplify anything. Well, a couple things to note. Right off the bat, remember x squared minus 4 is a difference. This is a difference of squares. So that means that we can factor it using that pattern. It factors into x plus 2, x minus 2, and x squared, I'm going to write it as x times x, times we have the x and the x plus 2. And remember, x plus 2 is a whole piece. You can't just take out the x or the 2. But look at what happens when we factor everything. Well, then we see that, let's do this. We see that we have some common factors that present themselves. For example, here's an x and here's an x, so those would cancel. Here is an x plus 2 and here's an x plus 2. So if I cancel those common factors, I'm left with a final answer of x minus 2 over x. And we will stop there, and in the next video, we'll try another one. Thanks for watching.